Hi guys and gals, welcome to a new tutorial. Do you like my clones? Do you like my clones? They're nice, right? In today's tutorial we're going to be covering how we can set up different characters that can be possessed by our main character at any point in the game. So I believe the exact request was something like a mech or a suit of armor that the player can get into. So if we just quickly hop in here, we'll be able to see we've got three different colours. And if I was to walk up to one and I press E, I become that guy. And if I press E again, I get out. We can walk up to the other guys. We can press E on this dude. Now you see he's still running there because I haven't debugged it entirely yet. But we're going to do that as we go through here. So this is just to show you guys what we're going to be working on. We can do it with this guy as well. As you can see there. And he then. Ta-da! So yeah, this is what we're going to be covering today. So, as per usual, I'm going to quickly hit my save all button because I don't want to accidentally lose anything here. And then I'm just going to get rid of everything. So, let's delete these little dudes. Oop, come here, you, and you, and you. Goodbye. There we are, they're gone. We'll get rid of the actual blueprint for him. Oh no, force delete. We're going to go into the third person character and then just clean him up. Haha, look how simple that is, you see that? And we'll get rid of that. We'll compile that real quick. There we are. And then just quickly get rid of the material as well, just for good measure. Okay, so we're now starting from fresh in the third person example. So let's do this. Right. The first thing we're going to do is we're actually going to set up a mech blueprint. So I'm calling it a mech. It could be a suit of armor. It could be whatever you wanted it to be. So I'm going to find my third person blueprint, and it's here. I'm going to right click this. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to call this mech underscore BP. I'm going to open this up, and this is an exact copy of the other blueprint. I mean, I don't need AI overlap, so I'm going to quickly delete that. I will compile. So here he is in all of his glory. He's our mech, and what we're going to do is we're just going to drag him out into the world so that we can immediately see him. So we've got him there, and I'm just going to right click, material, mech underscore M. So we've got the material ready. We'll open that up, we'll hold 3 for 3 vector, we'll plug that into the base color, we'll right click that, convert it to a parameter. The parameter name is going to be color. Then we're going to hold 1 twice, plug 1 into the metallic, 1 into the roughness. The metallic is going to be set to 1 because we want this to look like metal, and the roughness we're going to set to 0.2. Now I'm going to default the color to be green. Haha, the best of all the colors. Green. Yes. I didn't. I did. Right, there we are. So now we've got this lovely green metallic, so we'll apply that and head back out. I'm going to open up the mech blueprint. What I'm going to do is go to the viewport, select the mesh, and then under the material elements I'm going to put mech material into both. So mech, there we are. And soon he'll be a nice shiny green once that goes in. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to think about the logic, how we want the character to be able to enter this guy. Now, when I think of a mech or a suit of armor, I imagine like something on the back that can open up, that the player can step into, sort of Iron Man style. I think Iron Man goes in through the front though, because the suit comes on from behind onto him. But we'll do the opposite, so that you have to be behind the mech, and if you're behind the mech, then you can step into him. Why is this cheeky material deciding it doesn't want to compile? I mean, look at it. This is not a difficult thing for you to compile, Mr. Cheeky. Come on. Oh, yep. I'll just let that do whatever it's going to do. Oh, it wants to compile all the shaders. Yay! Right. So we're going to be doing this through overlap. So basically we're going to be checking to see whether or not the character can actually use this. So we're going to add a component to the mech, and it's going to be a box collision. What we're going to do is we're going to place it behind the mech, or suit of armor, whatever you think he is, and make a nice large box that will encapsulate a character. Now this is essentially going to be the box that allows the player to use this. Okay, so we're going to go to the event graph, and we'll right click box, add an event on begin overlap, and what we're going to do here is we're going to drag out from other actor, and we're going to cast to third person character, and we'll quickly right click box again, add event end overlap this time, cast to third person character. Oh, has he gone green now? Yay, green. Right, we'll compile that because this is all we need for now. Then what we're going to do is we're going to open up the third person character blueprint as well. Soon, come on you cheeky, I accidentally right clicked. So now I've got both of these open. Okay. So inside of the third person character blueprint, so this is the main character, we're going to add a variable, and we're going to say can_control, and we're just going to leave this as a boolean. Okay, and we'll compile this, and now inside the mech we're going to add a variable as well, and this is _ready, and this is going to be a boolean. And basically the reason we're putting this boolean in here is because we're going to be using the same blueprint for multiple different mechs. So what we're going to do here is, as third person character, from begin overlap, set can_control to yes, and then set is ready to yes. All I can think about is SpongeBob. I'm ready, I'm ready. And then if we end overlap, we're obviously going to do the opposite. So the opposite. So tell them that he can't control and the mech is no longer ready. Excusez-moi. So back inside the third person character, what we're going to do is we're going to search for control. So I'm going to use keyboard E. So if we press E, this is how we're going to control the actual mech. And what we're going to do is we're going to branch, and then we're going to say drag can_control in to the condition. So this is going to be what determines whether or not we actually do the thing. So if we press E and can_control is true, then what we want to do is we want to get all actors of class, which is going to generate a big list for us of every possible mech. So we're going to choose mech in here. There we are. And it's going to output us an array. This little box here of multiple little squares is an array. What we can do with this, because this is actually a list, is we need to find the exact mech that the player can control. So we're going to drag out from the array, and we're going to say for each loop. And then what it's going to do is this little thing here is going to check every single thing in this list, and it's going to find the specific one that we asked for. Now the array index is a number, so we can pull a specific numbered actor from the list, so we can choose number 1, we could choose number 7 if we wanted to, but we don't want that. We want the one that can be controlled. So what we're going to say is array element, which is going to be a specific thing within the array. We're going to say get is ready. We can pull the variable that we created inside the mech. Okay, so then from loop body we're going to say branch. We'll plug the is ready into the condition of this new branch, and then we'll right click, we'll turn off context sensitive, and we're going to search for possess. We'll plug the true in, and then we'll plug the array element into the pawn. And then what we need to do is we need to make sure that we're possessing from the right player, so we're going to get player controller and plug this into the target. There we are. And then we'll press compile, and now we should be able to test this out. So if we were to run up to this guy and press E, we now take control of the green guy. Now pressing E with the green guy controlled doesn't do anything, so we can't currently jump back out, and we can't get back to our original character. So we're going to fix that. Let's go back into our blueprints. Let's open them both up. So we get that one and that one. So now that we have the ability to actually control our character, what we want to do is we want to say give it the ability to get rid of the control. The reason the way we're going to do that is we're going to keyboard E, so exactly the same control as before. Unpressed, get all actors of class. This time it's going to be our character, so third person character. We know that there's only one thing in here, so we can just drag out and say get, and it will just get 0, and this will be our target. And what we're going to say is we are going to set world location of the capsule component. There it is. Set world location of capsule component from the get. We'll plug this into here. And then what we're going to do is drag out from box, and we will get world location, like so. And we'll plug that into the new location for this. And then from here, we'll turn off context sensitive. I'm twisting my tongue a lot today. We'll say possess. And really, cancel and ignore. We are going to say drag the from the get into the pawn, get player character, put this into the whoops, come on, oh no, not character, controller, get player controller, okay. Plug this in here like so, and now if we were to play and we press E on this guy, we can take control of the green guy, and we press E again and we get our white guy back. Now we have an issue here in that if we jump, we can jump out while jumping and he'll get stuck in the air. Similarly, if we take control, he'll get stuck in the air, but he doesn't matter because we're going to be hiding him anyway, so he's not actually going to be in the world anymore once we've taken control. So we're going to open up the Mech Blueprint, and what we're going to say is we'll just drag these out like so, and we'll say add a new branch, so branch from the E. We're going to drag out the character movement is on ground. So it is moving on ground, plug this in, compile, and now we can only jump out if the player's on the floor. You'll notice that he's still walking. Okay, now that's not really what we want. We don't really want him to be able to walk. So what we're going to do is we'll go back into him, and at the end of this, or just before we unpossess, we are going to disable movement. Ooh, come on, disable movement. There we are. Compile that. I'll press play, and now he shouldn't run anymore. There we go. So now he no longer runs, and we can't jump out of him in midair, and we don't get any of that janky animation. You see how he's still animating? So we don't get any of that janky animation. So what we're going to do now is we're going to say, let's see, we are going to go into the third person character here. Here he is, third person character. Hello. And before we possess, at this point, we are going to set actor hidden in game. And we're just going to leave that to self, and new hidden is going to be yes. We'll compile that. Go into the mech. And this time, before we possess the player character, what we're going to do is set actor hidden in game. New hidden is going to be not hidden, and the target is going to be from this array here. Compile, go into the game, and now when we possess him, the white guy's gone, and he only reappears when we jump back out again. Now you can see we've still got collision here, because that's where the dude is standing. So what we're going to do is go into the green guy, and then from the get set collisions enabled, so we set actor enable collision, and we actually want to activate it here. We'll compile, and inside the third person we obviously want to do the opposite, so we want to set actor collision, set actor enable collision to off, and we'll just leave that to self. And now if we were to possess a guy, we can just run through where the previous guy was standing. We can jump out. You can see he's got his collision back, so he still has his collision, but we can walk through where he would have been before. So for all intents and purposes, he's actually removed from the world. So how do we make this guy just a little bit more custom, like I had with the color? Well, we'll edit him. What we're going to do is give him a new variable. We're going to call this color. Now up here where it says Boolean in the variable type, we're going to set this to a linear color. We'll expose it, so I've take this little eyeball here, which will let us change this in the editor. We're going to begin play. So on event begin play, we will create dynamic material instance of mesh. Now the default player character actually has 2 materials, so we're going to need 2 of these. In the second one, the element index needs to be 1. The source material is going to be the mech material that we created. Plug the mesh into the second one as well. Then from the return value of either of them, we can set vector parameter value. Set vector parameter value, and we want to change the parameter to the thing we created earlier in the material, which we just called color. We're going to take the return value of the other and plug this into the target as well, and then the value is just going to be the color variable that we created. So we'll compile that. By default this color is set to black, but that doesn't matter. Now you can see on this guy here, in our details panel, we have under default color, we can choose a color here. So let's say we want this guy to be pink. If we create another one, so I'm holding Alt and dragging the arrow here, we can change the color of this one to something else. So I'm going to say blue, and if we press play, we'll now have a pink one and a blue one, and we can possess each of them individually, like so. And you'll notice that we can't actually double possess, so the purple can't jump inside the blue and the blue can't jump inside the purple, and so on. So there you have it, guys. How to possess a mech / suit of armor, or anything really. I mean, you can change this box to be literally anywhere in level. If you wanted there to be like a control panel, say over here, you could have a box that this guy references at all times, and plug that in. So you don't even need to have the character walk up to these guys to be able to possess them. You could use a ray trace if you wanted, and it would all just be the same logic, except instead of overlap, you do it on a hit from a ray trace, and it would be fine. So hopefully that's something you guys can use. It's quite a fun one to put together. I think we got rid of all the little bugs, like we can't jump out, we can jump out on the floor, and he no longer has animation if we jump out mid-movement. Nah, he's cool. Okay, so there you have it, guys. Yep, hopefully you'll have fun making that one, and that you'll be able to use that in your project somewhere. This one was a request. Thank you for the request. I am making my way through the list. I have a huge list. I was talking to the guys in my Discord about it. If I was to actually grab everything in the list and, you know, do one a day, it would probably take me between 3 and 4 months at the moment to finish them all, because there are that many requests that I have to go through. So thank you guys for being patient. It's not that I'm not doing them, it's just that I have so many to do that it's going to take me a while to get through them all. So yeah, please be patient. I read every comment. I try to respond to as many as I get. So you know, if I don't get to you, it's not personal. It's just that sometimes I don't get the notification. I get quite a few of them. My Google account now has so many notifications that it's just given up, and instead of giving me a number, I just have an infinity symbol. So yay, that's fun. Anyway, I'm gonna go as usual. My Twitter, Patreon, and my Discord. I just cracked my finger. Ouch. My Twitter, Discord, and Patreon links are in the description below. I don't think I need to give you any resources for this one because this is just engine content. So I will see you guys next time.